And, Coach, we are down on the Bayou as you get a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome here in New Orleans. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Houston Texans and the New Orleans Saints. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
At their own 19-yard line.
Set 180, block 11.
Get him, get him, get him.
Now a first-time 1,000-yard rusher from a season ago. It's Derrick Henry. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. Now, this is just the 5th all-time meeting between the Texans and Saints here taking place in Week 1. And they have split the previous 4 meetings. Of course, the Texans entering the league in 2002. But you would think that these two teams would have met more because the cities are only separated by 350 miles, I-10 connecting them. In fact, for New Orleans, Houston is the closest NFL city of any in the league. So it's kind of interesting that this is only the 5th time that they have met. The last time they got together, November of 2015, the Texans winning that one 24-6. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Running from the gun with Henry. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
From the 41, Rivers. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. They'll run with Elliott. And he's got room. Ezekiel Elliott going to take it the distance. Touchdown, Houston. Ezekiel Elliott, 61 yards. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They had the auspicious beginning to the season, a first drive turnover. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. A run there on first down gets 3 up to the 28. Vic Beasley able to make the tackle.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half.
And nowhere to get away. Rivers is dropped. With a sack, it's Ziggy Ansah. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
What you got, Heavy? Hey. Give me something.
3rd and long for Rivers. And unable to can't connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. In that time for the sack, say hello to Chandler Jones. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he's going to go down again. Geno Atkins got home that time. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Walker. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Following the interception here, Rivers. He's going to take a shot right away. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Now Elliott. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. For Zeke, what a first 3 years he's had in the NFL. Last year, his 2nd rushing title, 1,434 yards. Not as many as 1,631 that he had as a rookie, but still his yards per game average was the best in the National Football League. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. On 4th down, here's Lachlan Edwards to punt it. Back deep, Golden Tate. Now it's Tate. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say that great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I remember
I was going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. A.J. Bouye, the fine cornerback, there to make the play defensively.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, Get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there.
And here's another interception, the third of this first quarter. A.J. Boye with a pick. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Out of the gun, it's Elliott. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. They keep on the ground with Elliott. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Ezekiel Elliott. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Texans push further out in front. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now 14-0.
14. Saints, nothing.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. On 2nd down and 4, Rivers buying time to his left. That's complete to Austin Eckler, the running back. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
Running on first down, Eckler. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
From just shy of midfield, Rivers. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead.
Alpha! Wait, 89!
Throwing on 3rd and long. Rivers. It's caught by Mike Evans. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 23 yards on the play. First down, Rivers. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at the 21. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
At the 29-yard line.
Protein spill.
From the 29, Rodgers. Open man is Uzama. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Running the jet sweep, Landry. He's got a 1st down and then some inside the 40. And down right around the 37. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards.
A gain of 18 on the play. 1st down, Texans.
2 minutes to play, 1st half. It's 14-0. And we remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll hand things off to the coach, Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have a look back at a very intriguing opening weekend in the NFL. The 1st down carry by Elliott. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Hey, take 26. Hey, Haywood. Pilot, 64, weak.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Rodgers forced out to his left. And that is incomplete.
Well, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Here's Rodgers. Aguilar has it. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He's got his 1st catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down. Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when an ex-defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
Now the Texans will burn the 1st of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half.
Let him know. 56. Mike, 56. Right there, 56. Hey, Mike. All day, every day, any day. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. 56 to Mike.
10th carry now for Elliott. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. The Saints going to call the 1st of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Sanders' kick is good. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Trying to punch it in with Henry. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. Second down and goal. Rivers to the end zone, but it's incomplete. The Pro Bowler Michael Thomas was the intended receiver, but now it's third and goal. A big play to start the drive got him in this position, but this defense has held firm since, and now it's third and goal.
56 to Mike.
Rivers to throw it. Steps away to his left. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. David Njoku in the final seconds of the first half, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Lutz with the extra point, and that'll cut the lead to 17-7. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals, because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spend the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Throwing on second and 14. Rodgers, he was looking for Landry that time, and that'll make it third down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now with the play clock down to 2, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
88. Check 52. Kill.
Check safety, check safety.
Wiper.
On third and long, it's Rodgers. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So good coverage there defensively, as it looks like they'll force a punt on this opening drive of the third.
Well, let's coach them up a little bit from right here in the booth. That's exactly what they needed to do. They need to start stringing together some stops, turn their ball over back to their offense, and try to get back into this game.
Yeah, a couple scores down, but they can eat into that quickly with a nice drive here on the other side. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll try and get the run game going. This is Henry. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard.
From just shy of midfield, Rivers. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46.
56 to Mike, boys, 56.
Rivers now just 7 of 15 so far, but he's got a 1st and 10. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. Levante David, the Bucs' leading tackler, 6 of the last 7 years in there to make the stop.
Delta! Q.
Throwing on 2nd down. Rivers. He'll get this to Eckler. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a 1st. Rivers now to throw on 1st down. He completes it to Evans. 14 yards is the pickup. 1st down, New Orleans.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Back to the ground now. It's Henry. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A 16-yard touchdown run, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Lutz good on the extra point, and the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some 1st downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Elliott. And he's going to be met at about the 43. Alec Ogletree in on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On play action, it's Rodgers. And that's Elliott, complete. Elliott a 1st down and more. And all the way down to the 25-yard line. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 25-yard line. Rodgers now 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10. This one quickly into the hands of Landry. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. Now back to the ground with Elliott. They'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Inside.
56.
Hey, Stu.
Rodgers going to try and throw on 3rd down. It's caught by Aguilar. And he'll have the 1st down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. And that'll be enough to keep the drive moving forward. Another 1st down on the pickup of 5 yards. He's got this to his running back, Ty Montgomery. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Texans push further out in front. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Sanders now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ezekiel Ansah able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening.
you know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Hey, Alpha.
Throwing on second and long. Rivers. He finds his target. It's Evans. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Hey, team six. Team six.
First and 10.
Wait, 89.
On first and 10, Rivers. He completes it to Tate. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's second and 4.
Pull it high. Hey, easy, easy. Hey, orbit.
Rivers now. He gets it to Thomas. And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, 51 yards. As they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Lutz with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. They couldn't contain Deshaun Hand that time as he gets home for the sack. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is third and long.
56 to Mott, boy. 56. Check 56.
Hey, high set.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's fourth down. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Let's go.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Hey, Delta! Hey, Delta!
Throwing Rivers. And this is caught by Evans. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
When Mike Evans sees man coverage, I don't think he's the only guy who gets excited. I guarantee the guy throwing the ball does, because guess what? He's got a lot of options about where to place it because of Mike Evans' size and frame.
Some pretty good games all weekend. We may have saved the best for last. This Monday night game has been a dandy. A first down throw here for Rivers. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to let it fly. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down. Rivers incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down. Shit. Slam. Wall, get wall.
Henry out of the pistol. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
Well, they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, you should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
52, Mark 52. Let's go, defense.
Bravo! X3, 218, chopper.
SOS. Watch the safety creep. Jay, you go tight. You got tight.
They keep it with Henry on first down. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
15.
8 yards on the pickup.
61, matchbox lights.
At the 22-yard line.
Buffalo one.
Rivers to throw. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early, and then you kind of relax a little bit, to step on the gas again.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Ziggy Ansah in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
Will Lutz on for the field goal. A 51-yard attempt.
And this one is right down the middle. And that will tie us at 24 all. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing, because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
And it's been loud in here so far.
Check hot route. Jump out.
First throw of overtime for Rodgers. Completes it to Aguilar. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Another carry tonight for the workhorse Elliott. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
This is Elliott. It's the Pro Bowler Chandler Jones who makes the tackle. 2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied. From the 24, Rodgers. That one complete to Elliott. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. It's 3rd and 4. Big play here, trying to keep this opening drive of overtime alive. To throw, it's Rodgers. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Walker. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. A costly mistake here at OT.
And you know what they say, when you throw an interception like that in overtime, you don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. If you throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
The lane opens up that time as he'll be brought down just short of a first after a gain of about 9. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Step 180! 180!
Not today, you are. Not today.
Hey, 79!
Rivers hands off to Eckler. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. It'll be their 2nd and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. What can Rivers do in the OT? He's got his man. This is Tate. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 7 yards there and a first down. They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. And he stopped immediately there. Tackle there by Clay Matthews.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
That second down run a big help as 7 yards leaves them with just a 3rd and 3 now. Now the timeout comes here in the waning seconds of this overtime as we could be set up at long last for a potential game winner. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. We were just treated to an absolute dandy in this one. A great finish in overtime with a long field goal. Everybody, including us, on the edge of their seats. Quite a game.
And it's rare that you get a game into overtime that it doesn't turn out to be a dandy, right? That's what we saw here. And just what you were talking about. a long field goal to win it. So definitely not a gimme. So there was tension all the way through until the ball went through the post.
But it did go through the post. Ice water was in his veins. So for New Orleans, they needed overtime to do it, but they get the Week 1 victory thanks to the field goal. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Los Angeles Rams. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
Hey, how it feel to be the boss? Let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. And I gotta win no matter what. Like, fourth down, Hail Mary, no punch. Like, every time I touch down, I gotta stun. Randy Moss, yeah, my numbers going up. All these trophies, what do I need any more for? Check the stats up, you can check the scoreboard. Check the stats, Jay Critch, I'm the QB. Ran it up and then I went and got a new freeze. How it feel to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. How it feel to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. If you ain't a winner, then don't come round. On my way to another city, it's a touchdown. Underlay, yeah, I gotta get it in a rush now. Let them hate, try to knock me down, but we got up now. You say that you ballin', keep it real though. Hey, why I never saw you in the field though? Hey, I make it look easy, it's a field goal. I've been grinding for a minute and I'm still going. How it feel to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. How it feel to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon.
Okay, 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gon' be from old age. Somebody gon' want revenge, somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros, left pocket got pound. Somebody gon' want revenge, somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left touchdown.
All right, gentlemen, we've made way too many mistakes this week, okay? Football's a simple game, but you keep making these silly mistakes, we're not gonna win. So let's get out there and let's have a good practice, huh?
Ready! Block 15! White, 80 hot!
I do a good job. Pull up and pop out and pull out. Head on and hold on. Pedal to metal. When I put my foot on, I got
Black.
foot on. I got a bad one. They want to keep me. Single one. Pockets are dead. Think my bread is hard as a crouton. Receipts in my pocket don't come with a coupon. Okay. 30,000.
Back, green 80! Round 80! 80 hot!
Pass the ball, but no game. Okay. All my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay. So when I die, I ain't gon' be.
Set 180! Black, green hot!
Revenge. Somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros. Left pocket got pound. Somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Throw the
Stay there. Stay there. 380.
Touchdown. A floor.
Hut.
Come down. Hotel. Receptionist. What now? 11 a.m. Check out. Mike Giver. 1 foul.
Step 180. 180.
How come?
Good hunt.
No reset. Used to serve vegetables. Now half the meals got tentacles. Half the errands need a reservation and half my money goes straight to taxes. But
Step 180.
that's what happens when you got dreams closer than a mattress. Cause all your boys got expensive houses. I know what they're thinking. They don't even gotta say it. They thinking they just made it. I know how to make everybody feel famous. I don't gotta work no day shift. I don't gotta split no payment. I don't gotta answer questions.
Step 390. 180. Good hunt.
Okay, 30,000. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they
Step
You have got
180.
one more
180.
opportunity. Let's go for gold.
somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros, left pocket got pounds.
All right. Small steps in the right direction. That's what we've been talking about.
Set.
And you know what?
Black 11.
You took a lot of those small steps. I'm proud of you. Keep it up.
Good hunt. Set. 190. Good hunt.
I do this for the family. I might just blow my wheel. I'm keeping it so for real. Moving to that glowing hill.
390.
Soldier chills. My truly cold is chill. Stories treacherous. I effortlessly show them skills.
Done.
Yeah. First off, they act like I don't know no feel. See the pain deep in my eyes. They know it's real. Yeah,
Set.
bit this
Black
way.
15.
Waiting for the deal.
Good hunt.
Say this is
Brown.
for the
800.
Blessing after testing, I'ma show 'em skills. You ain't gotta tell me, I know I'm ill. Stories treacherous,
Step
I
180.
effortlessly show 'em
Round 80.
skills. Yeah, how about it? How about it? You want it, you have it, you got it. Go snatch the skirt, the
Good
light.
hunt.
Go ahead, jump it, how about it? How about it? Reps for your bro, when your post the bottom of your projects. Ain't tripping, itching, drumming. Look how far we coming. Heartbeat,
Ready.
for the
Black
streets.
15.
Ain't built for the weekend. Sweet,
Uh-huh.
sugar. One man army with the dick. Watch what you doing. I ain't damaged goods. Never out the clay. You wish you could. I do this for the family. I might
Step
just
180. 380.
so for real. Moving to that glowing hill. I'm giving they souls the chills. My truly cold is chill. Stories treacherous. I effortlessly show 'em skills. Yeah.
White 80 hunt.
First off, they act like I don't know no feel. See the pain deep in my eyes. They know it's real. Yeah, bit
Check
this
90.
way.
180. Black 80 hunt.
For your photo reel. Blessing after testing, I'ma show 'em skills. You ain't gotta tell me, I know I'm ill. Stories treacherous, I effortlessly show 'em skills.
Set. 180.
Yeah, so suspenseful, I'm
Hey,
not real. Solid in my eyes, it was the Tiger Hill. Gon' jump off the line and see the flight of field. So history, I'm this line right here. Your best bet be ahead, is it to get rich or
Set.
dead?
Round 80.
This ain't nothing new, I just be 10 steps instead. Snooze, I won't, I can't lose,
Yeah.
let it rest or I'm bad. Do what you need to do, make it next move your best. I do this for the family, I might just blow
Like
my
round
wheel.
80.
I'm keeping it so for real.
Like,
Who
behind.
glowing hill, I'm giving they souls the chills. My truly cold is chill. Stories track. Effortlessly show 'em skills. Yeah.
Step 180. Black 11.
See the pain deep in my
Good
eyes,
hunt.
they know it's real. Yeah, bit this way, wait before the deal. Say this one for your
Hey,
photo
here we
reel.
go.
Blessing after testing, I'ma show 'em
Step
skills.
190.
You
190.
ain't gotta tell me, I know I'm
Done.
ill.
Done.
Stories treacherous, I effortlessly show 'em skills. Yeah.
Set. 390. Hey, hunt. Set. Black 15. Good hunt. Set. We're okay. We're okay. Round 80. Good hunt. Hey, ready? Ready! Black 15! Good hunt! Set! 380! Good hunt! Green 80, 180.
Whole squad on dressing all black. Every single last one of them got my back.
Set 180. Set 180.
Ice cream, triple school. I got 3 strikes, they got to lose. When it's all on the line, what you gonna do?
Stay there. Stay there. Round 80.
Highly favored.
Hot, hot.
Don't wanna blame me. No conversation, time for no debate.
Hey, here we go.
It's for the taking, no hesitation.
Set 180. Hey, round 80.
I'ma pour out one
White,
for the
80
soul,
hot.
pour it till there's nothing left. I know run to the ready to run, but them baguettes, hear them footsteps coming, cause we coming for the jet.
Set black 11. Black, hot, hot.
Never switch, not a day in my life. Knows my dogs and by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die.
Set green 90. 190.
Never switch, not a day in my life. Knows my dogs, stay by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die.
Set 180. Green 90. Green hot. Hey, ready. Set black 15. Hot, white, 80 hot.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Hey, here we go.
ladies and gentlemen,
Set round 80.
are you ready?
Green hot. All right. Black 15. Hot, 80 hot.
This be the green light, go. Tires burn the pavement. People want to know where Mace, Potts, and Dave went.
Still here, still in your ear with a style so hot, you'll see where all the sun rays went.
Legs, arms, and head, all being moved in a frenzy.
The blends be all the right cred.
Meaning credentials.
Best of both worlds
When we rockin' over pearls in the instrumental. Are you ready? Set. Jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go.
Keep it steady, to the letter rock. Turn it up, we giving the show.
But can you rock it like rocket
What you
fuel?
talking about? Space or out your mind?
But can you rock it like rockets,
That's a
fool?
close encounter of what kind? When it was time to get it lit, we got it hot like fever.
Sick with the talk, pass to your receiver.
All about running the spot.
And you know we got breath control, so no need to take a breather.
Cardio kingpin.
Subjugate the dub play.
And you know we can't wait to bring spins.
A-star quizzes, A+ the final.
Vocals we align, we'll move it all
Simultaneously over joints and rock.
We earn
30 years, so you can say we got
3 turns.
live off the board, unlike you and your chess men.
We install doubt in you and your yes men.
And if the game had veins, we'll insert
Upheaval the ground.
cause the adrenaline we blend with the sound is our thing. We're leaving the kings of all crowns. So are you ready? Are you set? Then jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go.
Keep it steady, to the letter right. Turn it up, y'all keep the flow.
But can you rock it like rocket
What
fuel?
you talking about? Space or out your mind?
But can you rock it like rockets,
That's a
fool?
close encounter of what kind?
Then jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go.
Turn it up, y'all keep the flow.
Are you ready? Set. Jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go.
Keep it steady, to the letter right. Turn it up, we giving the show.
But can you rock it like rocket
What you
fuel?
talking about? Space or out your mind?
But can you rock it like rockets,
That's a
fool?
close encounter of what kind?
But can you rock it like rocket fuel?
Yeah, in the field like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah, whole squad like, what? In the field like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, what? Whole squad like, yeah, in the field like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah, whole squad
From your mom to your pop to the beat to the birds, man. Cut right off on the curb. Like I'm Barry Sanders. Chains on and the diamonds dancing. Game on, so it's time to go. When the rain starts, I'ma let you know. Name a squad that is better though than my home team. We a pot of gold. I'm a dog. I'ma need a bone for my whole team. I'ma let it go like blah. Yeah, and it feel like yeah, all day like yeah, all night like yeah, whole squad like what? And it feel like yeah, all day like yeah, all night like what? Whole squad like yeah, and it feel like yeah, all day like yeah, all night like yeah, whole squad like yeah, and it feel like yeah, all day like yeah, all night like yeah. You don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. No, I said you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want. Yeah, I pissed so my frustration, I was waiting to shine. My father taught me don't be soft, so now I'm taking what's mine. I define myself as ambitious, young, black, and gifted. Master P, my masterpiece. That mean I don't got no limits. Bout it, I doubt it. My homies know you ain't ratted. We break you down like a pound. I got it, don't pound to surround me. I'm corrupted, flow cold and it's rugged, bumpy. What is up? I'm ready for war. You got to love it like blah. Yeah, and it feel like yeah, all day like yeah, all night like yeah, whole squad like what? And it feel like yeah, all day like yeah, all night like what? Whole squad like yeah, and it feel like yeah, all day like yeah, all night like yeah, whole squad like yeah, and it feel like yeah, all day like yeah, all night like yeah. You don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. No, I said you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want.
Y'all already know what time it is, huh? Playing skills, you did.
Playing skills.
Ice on the wrist, car on the wrist, hole in the wrist, watch how I flip, watch how I whip, I'm in the whip, hole in the wrist, I never switch, ice on the wrist, car on the wrist, hole in the wrist, watch how I flip, watch how I whip, I'm in the whip, hole in the wrist, I never switch, ice on the wrist, I get the money but I never switch. They saying you switch 'cause you won't get it. You know they came from the bottom and now we is lit. You was lit, I gotta get it, I gotta get it. You hating 'cause I on the wrist. Why bet you wanna be famous, They LA tomatoes, You know I'm icy in Vegas, This for the that haters, I make a lot of new money, When the not savers, Be liking my flavor, I think it's cause ice on the wrist, on the wrist, on the wrist. Watch out, I never switch, I never switch. I never switch, I never switch. Ice in the wrist, ice in the wrist, ice in the wrist, ice in the wrist, ice in the wrist,
I was legit ever since I blew they all on my hey back then didn't know I exist. Don't touch my cup, you know how I sip. Hey, got your long I made her when I showed out my whip. Hey, spent about 10 on my fit. Ex slick then hit with the back then used to out the zip. Blow out his back then dip. Got a whole party all on the ship. All these four things pull out the VIP. Suck turn up, baby, pour out the milk. So you know how I drip.
Watch out, I never switch. all in the wrist. Watch how I flip. Watch how I whip. I'm in the whip. All in the wrist. I never switch.
Time to bring the bass bird. Swear I'm going big like a lineman. She want bring the limes in. She wanna pull up to the crib, we can't dine in. Up right away, couldn't even get a vine in. Straight with the money we aligned in. Tell me how they broke, tryna chime in. Jesus watching over here in diamonds. He the only reason why I do not get violent. Ay, cause he gave me patience. Ay, swear that all makes sense. Ay, when you making bands, can make friends. Cause I know they tryna shit like Ray-Bans. Got a bad little shorty wasting. And I own it, I ain't gotta pay rent. Ay, I know we the ones that ain't them. Pull both hands together and I'm saying amen. Cause I'm going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm going big, going bigger. Postmates how I deliver. My game too cold, made it shiver. But I'm still a hot boy, cool it down, let it simmer. Hey, see him mad, got him bitter. Can't stop the shine with a dimmer. Only what I give her, and she let her call me baby, but I do not need a sitter. See me dip, yeah, I'm saucing. People at the bank see me often. Let the money run, it's a faucet. She gave me the that's a faucet. Took over the game, now we all in. I was down in the chips, then went all in. Throwing up the gang, ain't no vomit. Make my mama stop working, that's the promise. Going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm P-P-P-Love, time to bring the bass bird.
S-T-R-O. Yeah. How many of y'all came to win? Oh, they asking my name, huh? You ready? S-T-R-O. I ain't come to play with you. Yeah. Life challenging, but I wouldn't trade with you. It's early, I'm up. Yeah. I can't spend the day with you. I'm minding my business. I ain't getting paid with you. My color bright. I ain't finna fade with you. Man, I gotta come clean like I'm made with you. I've been on my everybody drop when I drop. Look at shorty, she support bride. Lifting up, never not on my grind. New York City time, another brother better, you will never find. I've been in my bag like groceries. Competition shouldn't take shots, take notes, please. Reporting live from the winter side. Ready to try, keep a different vibe. Is you down the ride, never tired. You will never know, you ain't never tried. Work it out, hit the gym, hit the field, hit the wind. Hey yo, I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my hit is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah. Beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
What I do? Lace up my shoes, chase W's. grape colored coops. Uno, no, I can't be number 2. MVP the league most valuable. They sweet as apple juice. Talking trophies, I done grabbed a few. Can't match this attitude. I wear my heart on my sleeve, please. I move like the wind, can't catch this breeze. Freeze. Stop you in your tracks. There's not no preseason. We seeking W's like Tupac used to throw up. Forget it, might as well forfeit. Your team shouldn't even show up. What you wanna be when you grow up? They used to ask me. Naturally, I chose an athlete. Competition never matched me. We ain't go together like camouflage and polka dots. Focus on your position, just know your spot. Sure, don't stop. It's a long season. They planning on winning for the wrong reasons. Trying to get my number retired. Can't let these frauds beat us. I figured out the recipe. Never let opponents get the best of me. I'm focused on my legacy.
I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good. We don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah. Beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
It's lonely on top of the throne. I am a king of the pawn. Hop on a jet across the globe. I guess the road is my home and there's so many milkers bird in my dome and like turbulent air. I'm switching these flows. If you look at my neck, boy, I'm letting it snow. I'm sturdy as hell, as a vessel alone. They showing me love in my city. Gangs and hippies, women like Nick, you know what I'm about. I'm not the stereotypes. They do not fit me. I'm bigger than life. Gave everyone jobs. I'm not a guard. Go hard with a squad. I'm playing my part, but them LeBron. Rings to the team. I feel Jackson and hard. The homie calling from a cell. A couple of homies be making it. I just want all of them dudes to do well. Not worry about taking a couple of L's. Don't sin for me, just win for me. Don't kill for me, just live for me. Keep it real for me. We eat together, leave the bill for me like. Hand on my heart, I give it all I got. Walk the walk and talk the talk. Take it higher, that's a God. Hand on my heart, no, I give it all I got. Walk the walk, talk the talk. Take it higher, that's a God. Never stopping, that's a must. Always winning, never lost. GPS, I never lost. GPS, I never lost. Who do it better than me? Yeah. Vision on 2020. Yeah. VVS, Clippity. Yeah. Determination, laser focus. Banging on they know they taking notice. Taking notice. Taking notice. Determination, laser focus. Banging on they know they taking notice.
To make a play. Move the chains, tell them get up out the way. Move the chains, I'm about to win the game. Move the chains, baby, tell them move the chains. I score up in the end zone, do my dance all on a hater. A mover and a shaker, you a novice, I'm a player. I'm from DC, but I'm running through and sacking like a raider. 2 chains on my neck, one for now and one for later. If we don't play fair, baby, we play for keeps. You can pass me up, this is not a bye week. I'm looking for a trophy competition, looking steep. Yeah, I'm training, I've been focused, I've been bombing from the deep. I'm like, move the chains, I'm about to make a play. Move the chains, tell them get up out the way. Move the chains, I'm about to win the game. Move the chains, baby, tell them move the chains. Move the needle for the city like the championships. All my records go hard, this a champion hit. I've been working for this moment like I've been in the gym. Jumping all over hurdles, I'm evading the pit. Good to hear with anybody, take them, I can shake them. I invite them to the fire, then I bake them, I'ma break them. I'm a Hall of Fame legend, they should go and hang my jersey. Made to put in work, I don't think they really heard me like. Move the chains, I'm about to make a play. Move the chains, tell them get up out the way. Move the chains, I'm about to win the game. Move the chains, baby, tell them move the chains. Ain't no stopping me, ain't no topping me. I am up, number 1 seed, ain't nobody popping up. Got a squad of gorillas from the jungle suited up. You kicking off against me, hope you ready, get it up. I be booted up, popping out a sprinter or a truck. Whole team chasing bags while they chasing us. Calling audible, I read the game, I think it's time to switch. You get hit if I miss, then my teammates got the blitz, yeah. Move the chains, I'm about to make a play. Move the chains, tell them get up out the way. Move the chains, I'm about to win the game. Move the chains, baby, tell them move the chains.
Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me what you wanna give. How much blood would you bleed? I'ma tell you I'm a misconceiver. I'm a believer. Someone better kick my fever. Tell me Tell the wrist I was never at the hit. I would never get it off my chest. Oh, I'm forgetful. Someone better tell me I was always on the edge. Overstay your bearings. I would never underestimate. Oh, barely my bets are off. Everything was better off. Oh, barely my bets are off. Everything was better off. Take your eyes off me, don't want to see me when I'm gone. Moral of the story was you're wrong. Everything I gave and everything I lost. Good things come at a cost. I left it on your head, and when you ever overstay it, your thoughts are never everything you wanted when you want. I'ma take it in the head with the signs of the distort. I'ma leave it on the side. You on the Christ when the breath on this set. Let me speak on behalf of the dead. I'ma leave, I'ma speak. I'm sick in the head. Come on, come on. Oh, barely my bets are off. Everything was better off. Oh, barely my bets are off. Everything was better off. Tell the wrist I was never at the hit. I would never get it off my chest. Oh, I'm forgetful. Someone better tell me I was always on the edge. Overstay your bearings. I would never underestimate. Oh, barely my bets are off. Everything was better off. Oh, barely my bets are off. Everything was better off. I don't wanna be on the ground when the time flies. Had so many friends, but I wonder when it's my time. I live every day like I'll die by the nighttime. It took me so long getting back to my right mind. 5 days straight, no rest, oh well. Don't need no scale. I've been on my knees, I don't need no help. Always getting money, race, no sleep, hell. Keep it on me 'cause my name ring bells. People see me and can't help themselves. See me themselves. I wouldn't wanna be anybody else. I never used to think I'd be a magazine cover. They keep on trying to find ways to push my buttons. I came out of the jungle where it rained and it thundered, but I bring the heat like the summer. I don't wanna be on the ground when the time flies. Had so many friends go, I wonder when it's my time. I live every day like I'll die by the nighttime. It took me so long getting back to my right mind. I don't wanna be on the ground when the time flies. Had so many friends go, I wonder when it's my time. I live every day like I'll die by the nighttime. It took me so long getting back to my right mind. 5 days straight, no rest, oh well. Don't need no scale. I've been on my I don't need no help. Always getting money, race, no sleep. Every day I work my thumb. I don't get to take off. Why not? I'm ready like lift off. I've never been nowhere, but I'm ready to stay gone. Nothing ever lasts long. I'm always getting the odds. Taking all these trips, I had to go and get a passport. I'm just trying to live. I don't know what the mad for. I just had to do it. Got a really big passport. So mama quit making it money. You gotta ask for it. I'm tired of complaining. I gotta change my situation. Looking at the view outside. I thought I would never make it. Every day, take, but that don't stop the money making. If you want it, go and take it. Ain't no point hesitating. I don't wanna be on the ground when the time flies. Had so many friends go, I wonder when it's my time. I live every day like I'll die by the nighttime. It took me so long getting back to my right mind. I don't wanna be on the ground when the time flies. Had so many friends go, I wonder when it's my time. I live every day like I'll die by the nighttime. It took me so long getting back to my right mind.
Stay there. Sweetheart. Step 180, son. 80 hot.
If you want some, but you ain't bad enough, so you can't take none. I'm Big Snoop Dogg, and I'm the only one. And when it comes to man, all you fools my sons. Haha, bag up off me and watch you lose. Snoop Dogg is on the mic, I'm giving mad news. And if you choose to run up on me, you gon' get laid out so fast, cause I can get you with the run or I can hit you with the pass.
Set, be hot.
I can't be touched and I can't be schemed.
Set, bro, 80 hot.
When I'm in a hood league, who wants to mad time on you suckers? Y'all can't get close, so why you wanna touch us? 'Cause my team is so hard, my team is legit. Mad 20, dog is, I get it.
Set 180. I'm done.
I got cleats on my feet, jersey on my back, helmet on my head, ready to attack like that.
Set me 90. Black 11. Behind! Set! 190! Cluster, behind!
All y'all fools my sons. Bag up off me and watch you lose. Snoop Dogg is on the mic, I'm giving mad and blues. And if
Step 180! Round 80! Outside!
I can get you with the run or I can hit you with the pad. I can't be touched, I can't be schemed. Roll you, one I'm in, I'm one league. 2-0, mad time on you suckers. Y'all can't get close, so why you wanna touch us? Cause my team is so hard. My team is legit. Mad 20, Snoop Dogg, I get it.
Set! 180! Round 8! Behind!
Big Snoop Dogg. It's in the game.
Set! We're okay. We're okay. Set! Wait! 80 high! Ready! Look! Set! 80 high! Set! Green 80! Green high! Set 180! Cut!
I just got bags from
Stay there! Green high!
I'm a brand model. It'll be here tomorrow. I don't got fears or problems.
Set 180!
Got real ones round them. Only got it take a week to count it. Then I'm back up. Name the place and we back up.
Set! Behind!
These racks up. 100 meals a week after. Down from laughter. When they come to handles, never had one. With a bad one. Made a meal today.
Set green 90! Behind!
You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down and get it.
Set 180! Behind! Set! Behind! Set! What's the hot?
I'm closing the top on the raindrop. I'm
Right.
keeping the game
390!
when cold and blinding my dreadlock. In the end zone with the dead out. One phone call, get it dead stop. I feel like I own the season. Say one thing, just give me a reason. Know you're mad, I'm undefeated. Top
Set!
dog,
Black
making it
15!
easy. I had to get back up. I had to get back up.
Behind!
Better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down and get it. Talk about that, come
Set
slide
round
with
8!
it.
Behind!
See me now on God, I'm lit it. I know that you're trying to go big. Run up the cash and run the spin. Made it, kill it, and did it again. With the intent on down to win.
Ready? White! 80 high!
Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it.
Set 180! Black! Set green 90! 80 high! Set! Black! Green high! Set! Green high!
Why you do that like
Set!
that?
Green
It's
high!
a lot of money. Why are you mad like that? Ooh, I'm in my new bag, my bag. You ain't getting
Set 180! Done!
too bad, my bag. First time, I'ma run it back. Same day, why I'ma run it back. Friday, payday, run it back.
Set white 90! 80 high!
Run it back. 48 yards, run it back. I cup a car, I run it back. Go your then run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it
Set!
back.
Set! White 80! Green high!
Hello. That's a check. Let me click over real quick to let my jag talk it. I eat it. Ooh, Pac-Man, that's the way my neck talking. Right? I
Set!
ain't never
Round
coming
80!
back away to stress. You don't
Up
make no
the high!
back when you got back, my bad, but I'm
Black 11. Keep it skinny. Run 80. Start.
Why you do that like that? It's a lot of money. Why are you mad like that?
Start. 190.
I'm in my new bag, my bad. You ain't getting
Orange
too bad,
4.
my bad.
Start.
First of the month, I'ma run it back. Same day, why I'ma run it back. Friday, payday, run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it back. 48 yards, I run it back. I cop a car.
Set. Green 80. Green 100.
Run it back, run it back, run it back.
Set 180. Hot, hot.
Dash, got it on, smash, foot on the gas.
Hey there. White 80 hot.
Shot me, tenfold, got me, celebrate, I'm cocky. I do my dance, jump in the stands.
Set 180. Green 9 black.
I'll deal with the dance. Got me, I ruin they plans. I do what I want, they can. Got it on, smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash. Honey, y'all, dash, 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 yeah. They can't get the stamina. Wait for the best to be playing with amateur down the tech when it's taking the damage. They react to play it back on the camera. Hot boy, just consider me flammable. Sure shot, I got all the intangibles. Need to leave.
Set 180.
Animal, keep the competition up like a animal. Know the game like a road to manual. I just do what you do on the annual. MVP, that decision unanimous. Hit dials, I don't think they can handle it. Battlefield, this is my world is guaranteed. The emerging victorious years, blessed, great tears is glorious. I remember when they always ignoring us. Dash, got it on, smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, they will not stop me. Tempo, copy, end zone, watch me, celebrate, I'm cocky. I do my dance, jump in the dance, jump in the man. I deal with the hands, thought he could guard me. I ruin they plans, I do what I want, I do what they can. Got it on, foot on the gas, I will not crash, honey y'all, dash, honey y'all, dash, honey y'all, dash, honey y'all, dash, honey y'all, dash. They slept on the team that they owe me. I need a ring and a trophy. I say I'm the best cause I am. No need keeping it low. I can pop with the G like a turkey. I say through the G like a train. This shit we ain't taking no losses. It's all about making the game. I hear a lot of trash talk. We call us up making the name. I put on the gas, you close to the stage, we're making them stay in the game. See my route took a tumble. Next time be humble. I'm the lion in the jungle. Trying not to fumble. Rumble, young man, rumble. Let North stumble. I take off, move, magic. Now watch me juke through the traffic. Footwork, fantastic. Dominated every facet. Like plastic. We're gonna be got it on, smash. Foot on the gas. I will not crash.
390, hot, hot.
Honey, y'all, dash. Honey, y'all, dash. Honey, y'all, dash. Honey, y'all, dash.
Set. Black, white, 80 hot. Set 180. Round 80. Black. Set white 90. 80 hot.
Cook it up, gourmet.
Set. Black, 3 hot.
Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more fours than a Shawshank. Cook it up, gourmet.
Set. 3 hot.
Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more fours than a Shawshank. I don't wear ball mains. All I ever do is ball main. I am not a rapper, they all lame. I am not going hard. Wait, I can power up and level up at any moment. Spitting like a semi, only give me semicolon. Go
ready.
Nets, every flow is on cash, and I better get finish them. Mess around with me and I diminish them all. Even if I ever did the minimum all.
What is behind?
But I got a team with me. Flatland when I got a thing with me. I get mean, I get green. Show the whole game.
Set 390. Set 180. 3 hot.
Gourmet. I go Super Saiyan Goku. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more bars than a Shawshank. Cook it up.
Set 180. Round 80.
Super Saiyan Gold Tank.
Set hot.
Anything I ever do is top rank.
Designer sneakers hurt my feet now. Every beat is getting beat down.
Stay there.
Eat
3 hot.
like I eat now. How you getting paid to freestyle? Different cities every week now. Every woman is a now. What state brought you looking
Set 180.
I was
Set
only
hot.
sleep designer sheets now. 30 different missions. People listen, couldn't find the social fishing. Who the crew, it wasn't you. I know it's true cause you look like the opposition. Run the duck, niggas ever sums it up. I ain't have a lot when I was coming up. Kinda made my stomach turn when I
Look.
The young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You were Joe like your belly show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. The young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You were Joe like your belly show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. Give me that work and I can sell it. I put it on the line like I ain't selfish, nah. The story if I let you tell it. Put my heart and soul in so you feel it. I ain't never faking, I'm the realest since Tupac in imprisonment, claiming his innocence. Currently, I'm the greatest rapper in the sense. With any currency, I'm still guaranteed my wins. This is coming from within, I stuff for real, I don't pretend. When the OG spilling knowledge, better soaking it. I'm a prophet to them scholars, got them chakras opening. Got them fixing up they octaves, now they truly focusing. I'm seeing 2020 visions. Daily manifesting on my premonitions. Best to keep it neutral, got my own religion. The brainwash, gotta make your own decision. My word is James Bond, I stay on the mission. Coming for the top position, ain't no competition, man. Put up in the top is missing, the opposition ain't. On that lane switching, this is what the game is. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You were Joe like your belly show. This so perennial, do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. The young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You were Joe like your belly show. This so perennial, do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know.
Set 190. Hot hand. Set, we're white, 80 hot! Ready, look!
I just ran a checkup on myself.
390.
Some days I just have to check up on myself. I'm so icy, got that GG on my belt. Thank the Lord for my people in my hell.
390.
Lost a lot, but I came out with no L's. Thank the Lord for my people in my hell. Then I'm fine as hell from my head down to my nails. My man tripping cause I got another cell. So funny why it's sell. I could get it by myself. These I could get it by myself. Feel like ginger from Katrina. Aces up my sleeve. Right before I leave, I said like I'm Eno. Think I'm part Italian. Blend it on Gina. Smells like the medallion. The skin of cappuccino. I don't kiss and tell. Keep your distance from myself. Snails in a 5-star hotel. And I wish you well when they wish me to fail. I might donate petty bills. They can't get it by they sell. That's why you treat my men good.
Set 180. Sit hot.
I just ran a checkup on myself. Some days I just have to check up on myself. I'm so icy, got that GG on my belt. Thank the Lord for my people in my hell. Lost a lot, but I came out with no L's.
Block the
Thank the
team.
Lord for my people in my hell. Then I'm fine as hell from my head up to my nails. My man tripping cause I got another cell. He still buy me YSL. I could get it by myself. I could get it by myself. Get it by myself.
Right,
I can get it by myself. Get it by myself. I'ma get it either way. I don't even gotta say what I want when I want. I just put it on my plate. I could get it right away. Take it through my day to day. Wake and pray, make that play. Get some good at my place.
White, 80 hot.
My rolls on the way. I got stones on my gold. I got loads in my safe. Had a 7-figure summer, so I'm putting on some weight. Said I'm getting thick, so I put it on display. Yeah, I just ran a check up on myself. Some days I just have to check up on myself. I'm so icy, got that GG on my belt. Thank the Lord for my people in my hell. Lost a lot, but I came out with no L's. Thank the Lord for my people in my hell. Then I'm fine as hell from my head up to my nails. My man tripping cause I got another
White 90. Get on!
Big numbers. Big
Big
numbers. 100-minute bag. That's a big number. Big numbers. Big numbers. Whole team kind of is a big number.
Hey, foreign seats with the foreign leather. Foreign number, put the card in the ATM in the sad era. Flex mode, this ain't Southwest, this is Jet. I ain't gotta shut the cell off, cause the iPhone don't got a jet mode. Bad, be best though. If you wanna go, let's go. We ain't going nowhere special. I just wanna see more Desto. It's just throwing them and catch those. Mexican, them ain't pesos.
390.
Number 7, name though. We need more, tell them we need more. Put numbers on the board, let them keep a score. Hey, 16 cars in my front yard.
380. White 85.
Big numbers. Big numbers. 100-minute bag.
That
That's a
180.
big number. Big numbers. Big numbers. Whole team counted. That's a big number.
Stay there.
Yeah,
Stay there.
wrist man,
Round
check the
80.
wrist man, got him hot. Hey, man came all like this, man, Lord. Pass the big scam, and he stretch a disc scams. I'm talking a few 100,000 yards.
That 180. Black 15. Feet hot.
Run it up, 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 count it up. Hey, hundreds and fifties and 20s, no fives and no singles, don't count on them. Hey, she wanted like niggas like she can't count on him. She tryna be no, she ain't hit her back. She like, girl, you can count on him.
Hey, we need more, tell them we need more.
390. Feet hot.
Numbers on the board, let them keep a score. Hey, 16 cars in my front yard. Hey, 30 on
That
my wrist,
180.
points of God.
Big numbers. Big numbers. 100-minute bag. That's a big number. Big numbers.
180. Feet
Big
hot.
numbers. Whole team counted. That's a big number. Big numbers. Big numbers.
Feet hot.
100-minute bag. That's a big number. Big numbers. Blue hunts. Whole team counted.
All right.
That's a big
Round 80.
number.
Feet hot.
Yeah.
Hey, bro. Feet hot.
Up this magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic.
Round 80.
All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror now, I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dreams reality, now going back to back. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laughing. Now I hit the scene, they like lights, camera, action. Living in a dream, now my music, they be blasting. Step out, I'm a star, always in the latest fashion. Had to set the bar, try to catch me
White 85.
Bank account for my son, he won't have to struggle. You can see it in my eyes, all I do is hustle. They tried to knock me off my feet, I'm ready to rumble. Feel like I ain't even weak, working off the muscle. Oh yeah, oh my, we ride for my brothers, no lie. All you can die, never wrong, they right. I ain't changing my side, yeah, we in it for life.
That 180. Black 15. Feet hot.
Ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror now, I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dreams reality, not going back to back. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laugh. Hey, how could you lie to my face? People claim that they be loyal, they be taking up space. See my rose be losing all when he was fighting that case. Took so many yells, I'm not going back to those days. I'ma treat you how you treat me, do you like how it tastes? Shawty, use it, can't treat you like my ace. I got way too many problems to be worried, I'm straight. Me and Craig, watch for the Jakes. On the road, this crazy, I get 80 a show. Say my money stacked up, it look like I'm foreign cars driving fast, I never done this before. Yeah, drown out my problems, let me.
That 380. Feet hot.
With the gang, we ball out, we get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you
180. Get hot. Set. 180. Hot. Set 390. Wait. 80 hot.
How fit to be the boss? Let me find out. My team ballin'. You look like you
Set
need a
180.
timeout.
Set
I'm a
180.
star in the clutch. I'ma shine
180.
out.
Look.
Working hard. Yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on. Took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings. I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard. I can never play soft. Giant in New York. I run it back like Saquon. And I gotta win no matter what. Like fourth down, Hail Mary, no punch. Like every time I touch that, I gotta stunt. Brady Moore, yeah, my numbers going up. All these trophies, what do I need any more for? Check the stats up, you can check the scoreboard. Check the stats, Jay Critch, I'm the QB. Ran it up and then I went and got a new freeze. How fit to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. How fit to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. If you ain't a winner, then don't come round. On my way to another city, it's a touchdown. Under late, yeah, I gotta get it in a rush now. Let them hate, try to knock me down, but we got up now. You say that you ballin', keep it real though. Why I never saw you in the field though? I make it look easy, it's a field goal. I've been grinding for a minute and I'm still going. How fit to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. How fit to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon.
Set. 180. Look. Set. We're okay. 80 hot. Ready. 80 hot. Set. Hot.
I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls,
Set. 390. 3 hot.
So when I die from old age, somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might want it now.
Set. 180. Hot.
Somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. Step back,
stay there.
Hey, hot. So I never get confused. Hotel get a bird's eye view. Hotel get a waiting room.
Set. 180. 180. 3 hot.
Okay, 10K on the countertop, don't look so shocked, it's nothing new. Okay, death comes in threes, wins come in twos.
Hey, 180. 12. 12. 12. Set.
I do a good job. Pull off. Head on and hood on, pedal to metal. When I put my foot on, I got to put on. I got a bad one. They want to keep me.
Set. Hot.
Pockets and dancing, my work short as a game. Receipts in my pocket, don't come with a coupon. Okay, 30,000 in the pocket, no change.
Set. 180. Black 11. Set.
Okay, all my girls, they love me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gon' be from old age. Somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros.
Set. 190. Red.
Somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. Touchdown. 8th floor, come down. Hotel, lobby. Reception.
Set. 390. Hey, easy. Get hot.
One foul, just to tell her it's one now. No recess on my schedule. Mama used to serve vegetables, now half the meals got tentacles.
Black 15. Red Delta. Buffalo 1. Buffalo 1. Hey, Echo. Hot.
I know what you're doing. They think it's I know how to make everybody feel famous. I don't gotta work no I'm not gonna split no
Set.
payment.
Round 80. Alpha. Wait, 80 hot.
Okay, 30,000 no change. Okay, this is no game. Okay, all my girls they love and hate me the same.
Set round 80. Black 15.
Somebody gon' want
Plus the right.
revenge. Somebody might
Black.
right pocket got euros. Somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch
Ready.
with the left.
380 hot. Set 180 hot. Set green 90. Hot.
I do this for the family, I might just blow my wheel. I'm giving it so for real. Who feeling that glowing hill? I'm giving they soldier chills. My
Hot.
true to
180
shield.
hot.
Stories treacherous, I effortlessly show them skills. Yeah. They burst off the edge like I don't know no bill. See the pain deep in my eyes, they know it's real. Yeah, bit this way before the deal. Say this one for your photo real. Blessing got the test, I'ma show them skills. You ain't got to tell me, I know I'm ill. Stories treacherous, I effortlessly show them skills. Yeah,
180 hot.
you wanna choose it, you got it. What's that? Just skirt the line. Go ahead, jump it, how about it, how about it? Rep for your bro, for your post, to pop in your projects. Ain't
Set 190. Sit high.
look how far we coming. Streets, you can do it. Ain't built for the weekend. Sweet, this is sugar. One man on me,
Hey, hot.
dig deep. Watch what you're doing. I ain't damaged goods, damn out the clay. You wish you could. I do this for the family, I might just slow my wheel. I'm keeping it so for real. Who feeling that glowing hill? I'm giving they soldier chills. My true to cold is shield. Stories treacherous, I effortlessly show them skills. Yeah. They burst off the edge like I don't know no bill. See
Ready.
the pain deep in
190.
my eyes, they know it's real. Yeah, bit this way, like before the deal. This one for your photo real. Blessing got the testing, I'ma show them skills.
Set
You ain't gotta
390.
tell me, I know I'm ill. Stories treacherous, I effortlessly show them skills. Yeah,
Hey, Rocket.
I'm up in the
Hot, hot.
Sour in my eyes, it was a Tiger Hill. Gon' jump off the line and see the flyer feel. Rewrite your history off this line right here. Your best
Set
bet be
380.
it's to
Black
get rich
15.
and bad trying. This ain't the
Shoot,
red
shoot,
just
white,
to
80
test
hot.
the stand. So I can't lose, ready, rest or I'm bad. Do what you can and do, make it next move you
Set
best.
180. Round 80.
I do
Black.
this for the family, I might just blow my wheel. I'm giving it so for real. Who feeling that glowing hill? I'm giving they soldier chills. My true to cold is shield. Stories treacherous, I effortlessly show them skills. Yeah. They burst off the edge like I don't know no bill. See the pain deep in my eyes, they know
Set
it's real.
180.
Yeah,
Black
bit
15.
this way before the deal.
Hit hot.
Say this one for your photo real. Blessing got the testing, I'ma show them skills. You ain't gotta tell me, I know I'm ill.
380.
Treacherous,
Plus
I
the right.
effortlessly show
Round.
them skills. Yeah.
Set green 90. 180. Hey, Rocket. Hit hot. Set 180. Done. Set. Round 80. Hey, hot. Set. Hey, round 80. Hit hot. All right. Black it hot.
This ain't nothing for the back. Got 16
Set.
sitting in
Hit
the
hot.
back. Whole squad all dressing on black. Every single last one of them got my back.
Set round 80. Hot.
20 grams and ice cream, triple school. I got 3 strikes, ain't got the lose.
Ready. 390. White.
What you
Hot.
gonna do? Come on, I'm highly favored. Don't wanna blame me. No conversation, ain't got time for no debate.
Set
It's
180.
for the
Hot.
taking, no hesitation. Try my patience. I'm a
Boy, I went for the set, boy, till there's nothing left.
Check me 90.
To the bottom till we all up in buckets. There's footsteps coming, cause we coming for the jet.
Shot. Wait, 80 hot.
Never switch, not a day in my life. Knows my dogs, they by my side.
What?
And we gon' ride to the ride. We ain't gon' run, no, we gon' hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life.
380. Hot.
Knows my dogs, they by my side. And we gon' ride to the ride.
Set 180. 180. Be hot. Set 190. Set 180. Hot.
Ladies
Set. Load it. Load it. Round 80. Be hot. Set. Hey, round 80. Done. Set. We're okay. We're okay. Black 11.
This be the green light.
Be hot.
Iceberg pavement. People wanna know where they spots and they went. Still here, still in your ear with a style so hot, you'll see where all the sun rays went. Legs, arms, ahead. All
Ready.
frenzy.
190.
Be all the right cred, meaning credentials.
Hey,
Best
go
of both
orange.
worlds when we rockin' over
Be hot.
instrumental. Ready? Set. Jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Steady. To the letter rock.
Set.
Turn it
Bring
up.
it hot.
The show. Can you rock it like rocket? What you talk about? Space out your mind. But can you rock it like rocket?
Set. Green 80. Be hot.
When it was time to get it lit, we got it hot.
Set 180. Hot.
And you know we got breath control, so no need to take a breather. Cardio
Stay there.
Kingpin,
Stay there.
Sergeant Gage,
Black
Dump
15.
Plan. You know we can't wait to bring spin.
Hot.
A-star quizzes, A-plus finals. As long as we align, we'll move it all simultaneously over joints and rock. We earn 30 years, so you can say we got 3
Set
times.
180. Red. Be hot.
Chess man, we just stormed out and yes man. And if the game had veins, we'll insert upheaval the ground. Cause the adrenaline we blend with the sound.
Set. Round 80.
Kings of all crowd.
Hey, Delta.
Then
Hot.
jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. To the letter, right? Turn it up, y'all keep the flow. But can you rock it like rocket? What you talking about? Space out
Set
your
390.
mind.
Black 15.
Like rockets, that's a close encounter of what kind?
Shoot, shoot, shoot. White 80 hot.
Then jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Turn it up.
Set 180. 380. 12, 12, 12. Look. Set 180 hot. Set. Be hot.
Ready? Set. Jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Steady. To the letter, right? Turn it up. We give it a
All right.
show.
Look.
But can you rock it like rocket? What you talking about? Space out your mind. But can you rock it like rockets? That's a close encounter of
Set.
what kind?
Round 8. Be hot. Set. Round 8. Done.
Can you rock it like rocket?
Ready. Hey, bro. Be hot. Set 180. Be hot. Set green up. Be hot. Done. Be hot. Set. Look hot. Set. Done. Set 180. Be hot.
Call us dangerous. Ain't too many can play with us.
Wait, 80 hot. Set, round 80. Cluster, click. Set, we're okay. 80 hot. Ready! Black 15! 0! Load it! Load it! Hot! Set! 380! Hot! Set! 380! 180! Hey, go on. Green hot! Set 180! Set 180! White, son! Stay there! Stay there! Round 80! Behind! Set 180! Behind! Hey, Brooke, get on! Set 390! Be hot! Set 180! Black 11! Done! Set 190! Hey, I want to go load it. Load it. Son. Set. 390. Load it. Load it. Shoot. Hey. Get hot. All right. Black 15. Hey, I want to go load it. Load it. Hot. Set. Round 80. Load it. Load it. Wait, 80 hot. Set round 80. Black 15. White. Black. Ready. 380. Left. 80 hot. Set 180! Hey, 7 hot! Set 390! 180! Hey! Set 180! Orange 5-4. Hey, I want to go load it. Load it, hot. Set, round 80. Set. Set, hey, hot.
Getting money, said I was legit ever since I blew. They all on my then know I it. Don't touch my cup, you know how I sip. Hey, got your long.
Set 180.
When I shot
Be
my
hot.
whip. Hey, spit my 10 on my feet. Back then, you had to zip. Blow out his back, then dip. Got a whole for
Set 190. 190. Round.
Suck turn up,
Be hot.
Play no high.
Set 390. 180. Alpha. Green hot. Set. Black 15. Done. Set. We're okay. Done. Ready! Green hot!
I'm in the whip, I'm in the wrist, I never switch.
Set! Round 80! Hot! Set! Green 80! White 80 hot! Set 180! Black! Stay there! Stay there! Black 15!
Time to bring the bass bird. Swear I'm going big like a lineman. She want bring the limes in. She wanna pull up to the crib, we can't dine in. Up right away, couldn't even get a fine in. Straight with the money we aligned in. Tell me how they broke, tryna chime in. Jesus watching over here in diamonds. He the only reason why I do not get violent. Ay, cause he gave me patience. Ay, swear that all makes sense. Ay, when you making bands, can make friends. Cause I know they tryna shit like Ray Bans. Got a bad little shorty wasting. And I own it, I ain't gotta pay rent. Ay, I know we the ones that ain't damn. Put both hands together and I'm saying amen. Cause I'm going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm going bigger. Postmates how I deliver. My game too cold, made it shiver, but I'm still a hot boy. Cool it down, let it simmer. Hey, see him mad, got him bitter. Can't stop the shine with a dimmer. Only what I give her, and she let her call me baby, but I do not need a sitter. See me dip, yeah, I'm saucing. People at the bank see me often. Let the money run, it's a faucet. She gave me the that's the bosses. Took over the game, now we all in. I was down in the chips, then went all in. Throwing up the game, ain't no farming. Make my mama stop working, that's the promise. Going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm time to bring the bass bird.
How many of y'all came to win? Oh, they asking my name, huh? You ready? S-T-R-O. I ain't come to play with you. Life challenging, but I wouldn't trade with you. It's early, I'm up. I can't spend the day with you. I'm minding my business. I ain't getting paid with you. My color bright. I ain't finna fade with you. Man, I gotta come clean like I made with you. I been on my everybody drop when I drop. Look at shorty, she support ride. Lifting up, never not on my grind. New York City time. Another brother better, you will never find. I've been in my bag like groceries. Competition shouldn't take shots, take notes, please. Reporting live from the winning side. Ready try, keep a different vibe. Is you down the ride, down the tide? You will never know, you ain't never tried. Work it out, hit the gym, hit the field. Hey yo, I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my hit is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way when my crew coming through. What I do, lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah, beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
What I do? Lace up my shoes, chase W's. Great colored coops. Oh no, I can't be number 2. MVP the league most valuable. They sweet as apple juice. Talking trophies, I done grabbed a few. Can't match this attitude. I wear my heart on my sleeve, please. I move like the wind, can't catch this breeze. Freeze. Stop you in your tracks. There's not no preseason. We seeking W's like Tupac used to throw up. Forget it, might as well forfeit. Your team shouldn't even show up. What you wanna be when you grow up? They used to ask me. Naturally, I chose an athlete. Competition never matched me. We ain't go together like camouflage and polka dots. Focus on your position, just know your spot. Sure, don't stop. It's a long season. They planning on winning for the wrong reasons. Trying to get my number retired. Can't let these frauds beat us. I figured out the recipe. Never let opponents get the best of me. I'm focused on my legacy.
Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good. We don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah, beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
It's lonely on top of the throne. I am a king of the pawn. Hop on a jet across the globe. I guess the board is my home and there's so many milkers bird in my dome and like turbulent air. I'm switching these flows. If you look at my neck, boy, I'm letting it snow. I'm sturdy as hell, it's a vessel alone. They showing me love for my city. Gangs and hippies. Women like Nick, you know what I'm about. I'm not the stereotypes. They do not fit me. I'm bigger than life. Give everyone jobs. I'm not a guard. Go hard with the squad. I'm playing my part. Like them LeBron. Rings to the team. I feel Jackson and hard. The homie calling from a cell. A couple of homies be making it. I just want all to do to the world. I'm worried about taking a couple of L's. Sin for me, just win for me. Don't kill for me, just live for me. Keep it real for me. We eat together, leave the bill for me like. Hand on my heart, I give it all I got. Walk the walk and talk the talk. Take it higher, that's a God. Hand on my heart, no, I give it all I got. Walk the walk, talk the talk. Take it higher, that's a God. Never stopping, that's a must. Always winning, never lost. GPS, I never lost. GPS, I never lost. Who do it better than me? Yeah. Vision on 2020. Yeah. VVS, Clippity. Yeah. Determination, laser focus. Banging on they door, they taking notice. Taking notice. Taking notice. Determination, laser focus. Banging on they door, they taking notice.
About to make a play. Move the chains, tell them get about the way. Move the chains, I'm about to win the game. Move the chains, baby, tell them move the chains. I score up in the end zone, do my dance all on a hater. A mover and a shaker, you a novice, I'm a player. I'm from DC, but I'm running through and sacking like a raider. 2 chains on my neck, one for now and one for later. If we don't play fair, baby, we play for keeps. You can pass me up, this is not a bye week. I'm looking for a trophy competition, looking steep. Yeah, I'm training, I've been focused, I've been bombing from the deep. I'm like, move the chains, I'm about to make a play. Move the chains, tell them get about the way. Move the chains, I'm about to win the game. Move the chains, baby, tell them move the chains. Move the needle for the city like the championships. All my records go hard, this a champion hit. I've been working for this moment like I've been in the gym. Jumping all over hurdles, I'm evading the pit. Head to head with anybody, take them, I can shake them. I invite them to the fire